Which is more damaging? Ghosting the person or letting them know, hey, listen, you're just not what I'm looking for right now?
Letting them know. You really done. Like, really. I mean, like, what you're trying to do is you want him to go off something that ain't natural to you. You see what I'm saying? Like, so what natural to you now, if he does something then all of a sudden it's going to be natural. It's going to be, come on, you coming in the door saying, I ain't got no problem with hiding stuff and hiding who I really am to you. You know what I'm saying? That's nuts. Yeah,
hey,
I have no problem with being totally honest because I met you like that.
Right. So
which also means
turn it on. Why is it off? That's the point right now. The question, why is it off, is easily explained because of men, because the last guy I dated, because of my last experience, because overall men out here that I meet are a certain type of way, right? This is what we hear as men when we sit, and even if we on the sideline, married and all, and just saying, dang, like that's, so it's all men. It's just every time, anything, any occasion, any situation, no matter what, you know what? I turned it off and I have the right because X, Y, and Z. Never do you hear a woman say, hey, I turned it off because I don't know, I really don't know how. Or I really, sometimes I'm not comfortable being a certain type of way. And certain, you don't hear that type of talk. You hear more of, I can tell you why, Pastor Dozier. It was those no good guys out there. All they want is this, right? And
so
at the end of the day, like I said, it's a potential that a man got to buy into, that she is, like you said, going to have this femininity become natural to her all of a sudden based upon him proving himself. The proving himself is the beef I got. Like, why is it he got to prove and you ain't got to prove?
My beef ain't even just the man got to prove himself. If you turned it off because of hurt and because of this, right? So we know you didn't turn it off in a day. But now you're just gonna turn it on when you feel like it? Come on, man. Like what? Right. That don't make sense. It took you all this time because you know, because I don't want to be in that place no more. So I turned off, you know, this mode because I didn't want to be hurt. So but if you do this, it's done. Like, come on, man. It ain't like it's what happens. Too many men have seen, man, you can't just turn it off. He did everything right that day, that week. And guess what? You was like, just give me time. I've been doing everything on my own for so long. It's just not that easy. And now he back at Potential Street. No way.
Right. So how long, and I'm not asking you, Pastor Dozier, but I'm in general, how long should a man wait on a woman's potential? Because those things because here go the thing, right? A lot of women will say, hey, listen, all right, I've been dating myself for 2 years. Now I'm ready to get out there, right? And I asked the question, have you been waiting or have you been working? That comes from you, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, you waiting 2 years, and just because you've been by yourself doesn't mean you actually been healing and you have this transformation. You just been 2 years just on the shelf. So when women pop out and say, hey, you know what? Believe in the fact that I'm going to transition. And it's like, well, how long should he wait for that transition? Because essentially you asking him to have faith. Like my question say, should a man have faith in that? A woman being able to turn it on and snap it on like that, because that's what she want him to do. She want him for sure to say, hey, well, okay, I'm gonna give you more time. I'm gonna give you more time. And then she turn around and say, well, it's been so long, why you ain't proposed to me? Like that, like, and even that energy is almost like bulldog. It's just almost like, yo, you like you say, you gorilla girl, you know what I mean? You gangster girl me and all of this, right? So some of the comments say, yeah, like maybe, you know, women don't realize it. Because like I said, it ain't always just a man. It can't always be. You can't always point the finger elsewhere. What they say, you pointing one finger out and one is pointing at you, right? And 3 pointing at you.
Yeah. I agree. My only beef, my real beef be why does a man you just met have to fight to get in when the goal is love and you ain't got to do the same? You see, like that, like just the basis of that is nuts to say, hey, so I'm expecting a man to meet me and understand me off rip and value me to the point where he says, I'm willing to keep trying. I'm willing to keep going for it. I'm willing to keep trying to fight. I'm willing because I want to get to this prize. That's and what happens is most women don't like to admit that, hey, man, this dude I'm with could be tired. So the guy I met, he's tired from tearing down bricks. I throw him back up while he sleep. He got to tear him back down. You know, he got to keep working. And we got to this argument just so I can turn back around and get upset again and lose my cool. Like, and so now it's not so much that, hey, he's not a man, but when he gets to that world potential, he loves you so much, he's still sparing you. Now he's just saying, hey, you know what? I ain't even gonna go there. So I hate to say it, and it's a whole lot of men that want to talk to people. Women, we live in a world where they talk about, you know, women settling. I promise you, there's a bunch of men right now. The reason why they can never go on no show like this, they'll never watch. You know why? Because they got to settle and be quiet. When he was like, oh, what Clarence saying is, but they what they gonna do? You gonna do like this,
Right.
Baby? You like that? No, I mean, a long time ago, I might have thought like that. You know, I ain't like them. He ain't gonna tell the truth because he done got accustomed to it. You know what I mean? So back in the day, everybody talked about how our old forefathers was. They wasn't communicating. They checked. They sat home, game one on, Johnny's playing, and they just sat and watched. I mean, they never did.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they said.
Right.
And every now and then, old coons back in their son, little son, like, you know, cheaper to keep up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't say nothing else. So I'm just saying, a lot of men just, you know, and then if you ask a man about that, who's signing up for a possible argument about something that, guess what, may not change anyway. He tell you the truth, and guess what?
Nothing.
What does he get out of that?
Right.
You gonna change? You gonna give him access? Come on, man. Maybe if you was like this, I'd be sweeter. Girl, you mean. You're nasty.
But the problem is you're not a man because you're not patient.
Right.
See, that'd be the thing. Like, I mean, so many labels to
be
why you're not validated as a good man if you didn't give me that landing strip. You feel me? You didn't give me that space or that time frame to be able to transition, right? And again, these are the reason why this question is framed, the topic is framed this way, is because Jeff and all the other fellas out there, we know, like, listen, we get this all day. It ain't no question. If 5 days out the week, out of 7 days, we're gonna hear about why we're not adequate enough, why we need to step up more, why we need to start making more money, be more ambitious and goal oriented, like you name it, be more romantic, like, you know, be more provider, be more silent,
be more everything.
I can't tell you how much you hear as when it comes to what men are not, and that's the reason why relationships are suffering. And my thing is what I said earlier: a man got to prove himself right first. So one of the questions I have: should a man have to prove his worth in order for a woman to show her value? Right, that statement of when I get a good man now, you'll see.
Yeah.
If not, why do so many women live by that mindset of once he's proven to me that it's worth my investment, right? Then I'll show X, Y, and Z.
Well, I think one of the reasons why, if I had to play the advocate woman, is because there have been women gave a lot too fast, and so it's never she gave it too fast. It's always look what the last guy did, you know. So don't do that no more. It's more,
right?
You gave it to him too fast. Like you'll do the same thing to a kid. You do the same thing to a teenager. You'll tell them you're moving too fast. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. The problem wasn't him. It was you did stuff too fast. Like that's anybody. Come on, if the person don't work for that, they don't value it the same. So you don't let them to the house too fast. Let them do this too fast. Like you did a lot too fast. You gave him access too fast, and then all of a sudden now it's like, hey, he ain't about nothing.
Right.
It was never, hey, you know what? Hey, I was a little immature about my decisions with this, and I was a little thoughtish to do some of these things I did, and he took advantage of what I thought I was grown enough or willing to do, and then in the long run, I'm hurt. So I'm saying the problem a lot of times is not so much that a woman shouldn't carry that value, and a man shouldn't even look at who she is, but you called it potential because back in the day, you moved too fast. Or the last relationship, you moved too fast. So now you're shutting down who you are because you move too fast. It's different. See, it's one thing to have a house and you saying, okay, man, I have this house, but I'm not comfortable with you coming there yet. But it's not a potential. It's something I have, I own, I possess it. So when the right time is there, I have it. What you trying to do is tell a man, I go get the house and I go get this better attitude and I go get all this. I go purchase it and get the lease. Soon as you start doing this, you don't have it yet though.
Right.
That's potential. You see what I'm saying? And you trying to play the man like he know you ain't got that. You ain't got a sweet week. You always have an attitude. You have an attitude with people that ain't him. You see what I'm saying? He know.
Right.
He know if you're disrespectful to everybody. He know if you are loving to this and you just not doing it to him. You see what I'm saying? So that part of it is the difference between what you possess and what's potential. You got potential. Right. It's like a guy saying, baby, well, I don't show you the world. Okay, well, I mean,
right.
Do you have any of that world?
As soon as my mixtape drop, you're gonna see.
Yeah, you're gonna see me. Just keep watching. You're gonna see.
Yeah.
And that's yeah, that's crazy. Ain't nobody gonna go for that. You got a car yet?
Right?
So
to me, so this is why I got this free high quality man versus low quality man audit checklist for those runners and those track stars out there, those women that do things a little bit too fast and know in the past I made wrong decisions, making choices off of things I might see. Some of the times those red flags appear and some of the women overlook it. Sometimes you just miss them. Sometimes it's just the fact that you don't identify them. You don't recognize them. You don't know what they mean. So, right, I put this together. This is free, by the way. You see the fingers pointing to free. All you need to go to the website, ladies, and download that from my website. It's a free audit checklist for you to be able to understand some of the things certain men gonna ask you, some of the statements they make, some of the places they go, some of the things that they do, right? It's for you to be able to, if you do handle your business in an expeditious fashion, now you can use this to your benefit as a tool and a solution to some of the things that happened in the past that you might lean on to say that, hey, man, based upon this experience, I don't know if I can trust like I used to. It's hard for me to just change and morph into this woman that's just so much of a cater to you, Beyonce type chick when I don't know if I should, and all of these type of things. Well, now you got a solution. Now you don't got no excuse. If fellas, if y'all out there, go ahead and point ladies in the direction of this free checklist so that you can be able to get these women to understand that, hey, sometimes it can be just a matter of poor decision making, or you just not, like you said, Pastor Dozier, when a woman may think, hey, I'm at a point I should be able to deal with certain situations, but it end up hurting me, end up biting me in the end. Well, now you can move forward in a better direction, right? So that's just my offering to y'all that's out there watching. It's free. Relationshiphealing.co. You already see, shameless plug, but you already know this is gonna help you. This is not just me trying. It's free. It's free. Right. So y'all can't shame me to say, it's free, Negro. So go out there and grab that. You feel what I'm saying? Relationshiphealing.co and show love and do that so that you can be equipped. All right. So here's the thing, right? My question, we're gonna end this segment on this, Pastor Dozier. Should a woman's wife potential be valued and trusted if it hasn't been validated in some way?
No way. No way.
Why not?
Just like I don't think it should be, because there's no validation. It's a dream. That's all I'm saying. It's different between possessing and its potential. If you possess something, then cool. I see it. I see right now you are like this, but you're not going to be this way until you see enough of me. That's different. If I go to a job, I see the job. I work, it's okay, man. They show me the offers. They show me I could be. And these are all possibilities for me, right, if I meet the requirements. But, don't talk about I'm a great this and I'm a wife material or whatever. And, because based upon my list of wife material, I don't, you don't have nothing. You have nothing on here. You know what I mean? So I'm not validating.
Like, nah, but I had went to ITT Tech. Cause remember I had then I had went to Job Corps. I don't think I forgot to put that on my resume. But anyway, I went to Job Corps, so I'm qualified, right?
Yeah. You got to go to Attitude College. I mean, have you graduated from that? Because I see you picked up a couple classes you've never finished.
Right. Well, I got my certification, so
right. Respect University. I want to know.
Most definitely, right? And this is why, like I said, I don't think that a woman's wife potential should be trusted if it's not validated, right? And this is no different. This is not putting women down, because listen, if we turn the table around, no question about it, a man got to have some type of validation. He can't say, hey, man, I'm going to provide and you ain't got nothing to show for it. He can't say, hey, I'm going to be able to protect, you can trust me. He ain't got nothing to show for it. Right. So the same can be said. This is not this is just equal footing for a man to be able to say, hey, listen, I'm supposed to trust the fact that, you saying you wife potential, you're going to do this, you're going to rub my back. If I need something, you're going to be there for me. All of these things. And I don't see none of that. And so I'm back to where I started earlier, where I said, hey, it's hard for a man to respect a woman saying she wife material. Man want a woman to show that she wife material.
Yeah, I agree. Gotta show it. Nobody care about what you're saying.
Most
And
definitely.
I wish I could
Before
say
we
your
get on up
resume
out of
don't
here, you
mean
got
that.
anything you want to add before we close this topic up, bro?
No, I think this question shouldn't even be no real question. If it's always like that for women, why can't it be like that for men? That's that the fact that that's a question is a problem.
Right. Well, we
Because
seen some questions pop up. We seen some comments pop up that shows that hey, it's not always easily thought of. These even though to us as men, it's like this shouldn't even be a topic. We already know the answer is no. Man should not marry a woman's potential.
if
But
right, the reason why we got to discuss it is like, well, it's like this, and you just depends, and then maybe she don't know she turned it off. All those are maybes. But the question was, hey, should a woman marry a man's potential? It's 100.3% no. You know what I mean? And so the fact is, of course, like, no, we're different. Come on, after all, we've been through a lot. It's just, I mean, I saw some of the question. I was like, well, I know how this is gonna go tonight.
But for so many women, you know, like I said, it may be a different tune to hear this sound come from men to say, hey, listen, man, you know what? It ain't even no beef. It's just the fact that hey, this platform we can speak the real, we can speak the truth. Where in situations in relationship, you don't got that veil of protection, like you said. When you have couples come into your counseling and it's like, hey, I'm gonna wait till when Pastor Dozier come. Then we'll, hold on, and she like, well, what, how you feel and everything good? And he like, yeah, but hold on, wait till Pastor Dozier get out here.
And even that's tough because I don't have the same situation happen again from me. And then they're like, man, we got in the car, man, we ain't talk all the way home, man. She didn't want to talk, you know what I mean? Like, cause like, it's still the same thing. He's still catching it.
Yeah. And this is why you were saying, hey, that femininity you trying to switch on like a light switch, like it took you so long to get to a point where now you you even say you harden your heart in a way. You know what I mean? You done got to a point where now it's like it's comfortable for you to be like bottled up and be kind of real edgy, and now you got this attitude, and now you trying to force me to be convinced that now you just gonna look. Watch what you just wait till I say I do. Yeah, man, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. So, and I don't think it's a high percentage. That ain't a high percentage shot to me. That ain't. I mean, like, I'm not saying men ain't doing it. It ain't high percentage. You know what I mean? So
that's just